Good evening, students. We are going to start with the third part of lesson number 1, Human Body Circulatory System for Standard 5. Now, let's start with a recap of the last class, that circulatory system is a system that is responsible for circulation. Circulation of what? Nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. As you can see, it consists of three main parts, and the three main parts are blood, blood vessels and heart. Now let's see, the first question which comes to our mind is, what is blood? Blood is actually the fluid connective tissue. Connective tissue, why? Why we are telling that the blood is connective tissue? Because it connects the full body. It flows to the through the full body and transports the oxygen and the nutrients and carries away the waste material that flows in blood vessels. Now, blood vessels are nothing but you can see or compare them like pipelines. Okay, so blood is a fluid. Fluid means liquid. Okay, that connects the whole body. Connects the whole body in the sense means that passes through each and every cell present in the body and delivers oxygen and nutrients and carries away the waste material from the them to the heart. Okay, so here you can see there is a drop. For better observation, I have made this one. You can see here, blood has got two types of parts. The straw colored part is the plasma, the liquid part of the blood. With besides this plasma, you can see there are this white colored cell called WBCs or white blood cells. There is this spherical red colored cells or RBCs. Okay, red blood cells. Because of this red blood cells, the blood appears red. And this purple colored irregular cells are the platelets. Now let us discuss in detail about the composition of the blood. So if you remember that whenever you fall down or get a cut, the red colored sticky fluid which oozes out from the cut is the blood. It's the vital fluid present in all living organisms. Okay, so in an average, a human contains about 6 to 7 liters of blood in the body. And you know, when we donate blood to anybody, we donate only half liters of blood. So blood has got two parts, the fluid part, plasma, which contains about 91% of water, and the solid part, the 91% of water, and the solid part, okay, which contains the salts, the hormones and other parts. And blood contains the cellular components, red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets. So plasma contains about 55% of blood. That means on an average a person has about 2.5 to 3 liters of plasma in his blood or her blood. It has nutrients, waste products and other chemicals. Now if you extract the plasma from blood, it will look straw colored or pale yellowish color, and it will have water, proteins, gases, nutrients and waste. So what we learnt about plasma is that plasma is the largest component of blood, making up to 55% of its overall content. Plasma plays a crucial role in carrying the blood components, means the blood cells, throughout the body. Plasma is the straw colored or light yellow colored liquid which carries salts, waters, enzymes and hormones. So now we come to the functions of plasma. So first function is it carries important proteins throughout the body. It is a medium where proteins are carried throughout the body. It helps to regulate the water content of the tissues and the blood. Now, after learning about plasma, we'll come to the second biggest part, that is the red blood cells. It has about 41% of blood. Now if you will see this diagram, you see this one here. So it is the complete, so it's the complete diagram of the composition of blood. So for your better understanding, you can see this one. So you can see 55% of plasma, 41% of the red blood cells, and 4% of white blood cells and platelets. So overall your blood somewhat looks like this, and blood looks like looks red because of these red blood cells. Now let's read about these red blood cells. See, red blood cells are also known as erythrocytes. Spell after me: ERYTHROCYTES. Erythrocytes. In short, it is written as RBCs or red blood cells. It is red because it has a protein, iron containing protein, hemoglobin. So hemo is the iron and globin is the protein. When this protein combines with oxygen in lungs, so what happens in lungs? There is an exchange of gases. So when this hemoglobin protein combines with oxygen, it turns bright red, and so that is the name of the blood cells, red blood cells. So the cells also appear bright red, and the oxygenated blood also is bright red. So hemoglobin is pronounced as hemoglobin. So see, so this pure red blood is called pure blood. So this oxygen carried by the hemoglobin in the RBCs is transferred to the tissues. Okay, so let's pronounce hemoglobin once again. Hemoglobin. HAEMOGLOBIN. It's an iron containing protein. So you need to eat a lot of iron in case you don't want to suffer from anemia. Okay, a disease caused by the lack of production of this hemoglobin. So this, you can see the shape of the red blood cells. It is disc shaped, or you can say button shaped. It doesn't have any nucleus like the white blood cells or the central part. Nucleus is the central part. Why? Because it makes room for the oxygen. So for that only, for carrying oxygen, it doesn't have any nucleus. Now red blood cells is very flexible and smooth and small also. So now let's revise what we have read about the red blood cells. So red blood cell structure is disc-shaped, small, flexible and smooth. See, so it is flexible and smooth, slightly tapered from the sides for easy flow. It contains hemoglobin which picks up the oxygen, and it has no nucleus to make room for more oxygen. It lives up to 120 days. Now you can see the function of the red blood cells. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the body and carbon dioxide from the body back to the lungs. So this diagram represents the life cycle of red blood cells. Now red blood cells are produced in the bone marrow of the bigger bones of your body, like your thigh bones. Then it lives up to 120 days. Now what happens to the red blood cells after 120 days? As the red blood cells gets old, they are sent to the liver. So about 20 billion of red blood cells are destroyed every minute in your body, in the liver and the spleen. So what happened? The iron part or the hemo part, and it is, and the what happened to the hemo part? The iron part is retained in the liver, and the rest, means the globin part, is converted into bilirubin and biliverdin, okay, which is sent as bile pigments into the small intestine, and while the globin or the protein part is again converted into amino acids and is reused. So this happens to the red blood cells. Read about the white blood cells, and these also are known as leukocytes, and these are the cells of the immune system. You can compare the work of the white blood cells as policemen. Suppose some burglars enter into somebody's house for stealing the valuable goods. What the policemen do? If the house has the alarm system, immediately alarm will be off and police will be notified, and they will immediately come to the house and catch the burglars. Similarly, the white blood cells also protect our body from sickness. They constantly flow into the blood and search about the bacteria, pathogen or other foreign substances which can harm your body. They are also made in the bone marrow, and they are stored in the liver and the they are stored in the blood and the lymphatic tissues. They have very short lifespan of about 1 to 3 days. So we will know about the blood platelets, or the third very small types of cells. So these are the blood platelets. They are colorless, disc-shaped cells without nucleus. You can see the size difference. The white blood cells are the biggest cells, and the medium sized are the red blood cells, and the platelets are very small cells. They are also produced in the bone marrow. What is their work? They clot the blood. In case of cut, your blood flows after when you get a cut in your hand, then what happens? After some time, the blood flow stops. This is done by these platelets. Okay, so now we'll revise what we have learnt about the white blood cells and the platelets. So the white blood cells protects our bodies from sickness. They flow constantly in our bloodstream in search of bacteria, pathogen or other foreign substances which can harm your body. They are made in the bone marrow and are stored in blood and lymphatic tissues. They have got a short lifespan of about 1 to 3 days. Platelets are colorless, disc-shaped cells which helps in the clotting of blood. Now we'll know about the function of the blood. Before that, you have to do the test yourself question in your book and the fair notebook, and you have to draw this types of blood cells box in the fair notebook. Okay, you know, when you are infected with any disease, there is an abnormal increase of white blood cells. Okay, so now we'll see the functions of the blood. The first function is that the blood transports nutrients after digestion and absorption in the small intestine to all the organs of the body. It transports oxygen from the lungs to the body tissues and also brings back the carbon dioxide from the tissues back to the lungs. It also carries the waste from all cells and from there to the kidneys for formation of urine. It protects the body. The white blood cells protects the body from pathogens or disease-causing microorganisms by destroying them. The platelets prevents the blood loss, forming clots over wounds and cuts. It helps to maintain the body temperature by distributing heat produced in the tissues through circulation. It also helps in maintaining the salt and the water balance of the body. Revise once more what we have learned today. So blood is a fluid connective tissue that flows in blood vessels. Blood contains 3 types of cells: platelets, red blood cells and the white blood cells. Blood is composed of tissue cells and plasma. It is 80% of water and 20% solid. In one day, the blood travels a total of 12,000 miles or 19,000 kilometers. That is the distance from Mumbai to Delhi 50 times, or to New York to Los Angeles. A person has about 5 to 6 liters of blood that circulates about 3 times per minute. Then what does the blood do? Blood carries oxygen and nutrients from the lungs and nutrients from the digestive tract. It carries these to the body cells and carries away the carbon dioxide and the waste products from the body cells to the kidney, waste products to the kidney and carbon dioxide to the lungs, which the body doesn't need. So the blood is the very important connective tissue and it plays a very important role day-to-day basis. Now you can answer the question that follows as your homework. So the first question will be, what is blood? Then you have to write about the components of the blood. Okay, and you have to also write the functions of the blood, any 5. Okay, we'll learn about the blood vessels and the heart in the next video.